In this video, we'll be given 6 equations of different parabolas, and for each one, we have to find the focus, the axis, the equation of the directrix, and the length of the lattice rectum. These are the 6 equations. You can pause the video and try this on your own first. Okay, alright, let's solve this together. But before we do that, let's refresh some concepts. For this parabola, this blue line is the axis. It's always symmetric about this axis. This green line is the directrix, this point is the vertex, this point is the focus, and this is the lattice rectum. The definition of the parabola is it's the locus of a point, a moving point, which is equidistant from a given point and a given line. So we have a fixed point, we call this the focus, and we have a fixed line, we call this the directrix. And now we have a moving point that's always at the same distance from this directrix as it is from this focus. Pick any point on this parabola and you measure its distance from this focus is the same as the distance of this point from this directrix. This is what defines this parabola. Now let's use this definition to figure out some points and lengths for this parabola. If this is a, 0 and this is the origin, this means that this point that's on the origin is at a distance of a units from the focus. This means from this definition that this point is also a units from the directrix. So this length is also a, which means this point is minus a, 0. So we now have a point on the directrix. What about the lattice rectum? How do you figure out the length of the lattice rectum? Well, let's think about this point that's right above the focus and it's on the parabola. What's the distance of this point from the directrix? Think about it. This length is a units and this length is also a units, which means the distance of this point from the directrix is a plus a, that's 2a units. And by this definition, it's same as its distance from the focus. This means this length is going to be 2a units. And by symmetry, because this is the axis, this length is also 2a units. So from this, we can say that the length of the lattice rectum is going to be 2a plus 2a, that's 4a units. So let's put this together. For our parabola y square equals to 4ax that opens on the right hand side, this parabola has focus at a, 0. It has directrix as x equals to minus a. The equation of this line is x equals to minus a. Its axis is the x-axis, which is y equal to 0. That's the equation of this axis. And the length of the lattice rectum is going to be 4 times a, that's 4a. Now with the recap done, let's get back to the problem. Let's try finding these things for our parabolas. Let's start with y square equals to 12x. So if you plot this, this is what we get. This parabola opens to the right. What's the focus? Well, if we write this as y square equals to 4ax, a becomes 3. 12 is 4 times 3, so a becomes 3. This means this point is going to be 3, 0, and this point is going to be minus 3, 0. This length is 6 units, which means this is also 6. Then this is also 6, and double of this is going to be 12. So what are these values? The focus is 3, 0. The directrix is x equals to minus 3. The axis is the x-axis, so it's y equals to 0. And the length of the lattice rectum, that's 4 times 3, that's going to be 12. Let's move on. X square equals to 6y. Now this doesn't open to the right or left. It's an upward parabola, so it opens like this. So to figure out these values, let's write this in terms of 4ay. X square equals to 4ay. A becomes 1.5. 6 is 4 times 1.5. So a is 1.5. So with a 1.5, we can figure out the focus. That's going to be 0, 1.5. The directrix is going to be 1.5 units below the x-axis. So this is 1.5 and this is 1.5. This length is 3 units, which means this is 3 and this is 3. So the lattice rectum is going to be 3 plus 3, 6 units long. Let's write this down. The focus is 0, 1.5. The focus is on the y-axis. The directrix is y equals to minus 1.5. The axis is x equals to 0. This time the y-axis becomes the axis. And the lattice rectum is going to be 4 times a, that's going to be 6. Let's move on. Y square equals to minus 8x. Because we have a negative sign, this parabola opens to the left. If we write this in terms of y square equals to 4ax, this is y square equal to 4 times minus 2 times x. So we have negative 2 here, which means our focus is going to be minus 2, 0. which means our directrix is going to be 2 units to the right of this y-axis. What's the lattice rectum? So if this is 2 and this is 2, this becomes 4. So if this length is 4, this is also 4, and this is also 4. 4 plus 4 is going to be 8. So the length of lattice rectum is going to be 8 units. Let's write this down. The focus is -2, 0. The directrix is x equals to 2. The axis, this time it becomes the x-axis, so it's y equals to 0. And the lattice rectum is going to be 8 units. Let's move on. X square equals to -16y. We have a negative sign, so this parabola opens downwards. This becomes the parabola. And if you look at the value of a here, that's -4, which means the focus is going to be 0, -4. So 4 units down, which means the directrix is 4 units above the x-axis. Length of the lattice rectum, this is 4, this is 4, so 8. Double of that is going to be 16. So let's write this down. The focus is 0, -4. The directrix is y equals to 4. The axis is the y-axis, so it's x equals to 0. And length of lattice rectum is going to be 16. Second last, y square equals to 10x. Here a is going to be 10 by 4, that's 2.5. So the focus is at 2.5, 0. The directrix passes through -2.5, 0. This becomes 5, double of that is 10. So the length of lattice rectum is going to be 10 units. So let's write this down. Y square equals to 4 times 2.5x. So the focus is 2.5, 0. The directrix is x equals to -2.5. The axis is the x-axis, so it's y equal to 0. Lattice rectum is going to be 10 units long. Now the last one, x square equals to -9y. Again, a negative sign, which means it's a downward parabola. What's the value of a? 9 by 4, that's 2.25. So this becomes x square equals to 4 times -2.25y. So the focus is at -2.25, which is 0, -2.25. This is the focus. The directrix is going to be 2.25 units above the x-axis. And the lattice rectum is going to be double of 2.25 is 4.5 and double of that is 9 units. So focus is 0, -2.25. The directrix is y equals to 2.25. Axis is the y-axis, so it's x equals to 0. And the length of lattice rectum, that's going to be 9 units.